Good afternoon. I am Andrea Chisholm with the Midday News. A special welcome if you're watching on onespotmedia.com. The International Monetary Fund IMF is predicting that the global economy will shrink by 3% this year due to COVID-19. The IMF, in its 2020 World Economic Outlook, predicted a partial rebound in 2021, with the world economy growing at a rate of 5.8%. Forecasts were marked by extreme uncertainty as outcomes could be worse depending on the course of the pandemic. Under the fund's best-case scenario, the world is likely to lose $9 trillion in output over 2 years, greater than the combined GDP of Germany and Japan, rather. The IMF's forecasts assume that outbreaks of the novel coronavirus will peak in most countries during the second quarter and fade in the second half of the year. Meanwhile, the number of confirmed COVID-19 cases in Latin America and the Caribbean have increased. According to Johns Hopkins Coronavirus Resources Center, Brazil has the highest number of confirmed COVID-19 cases with a record of 23,955. The Dominican Republic has the most confirmed cases among the Caribbean countries with 3,167. Cuba has 726 cases, Honduras 407, while Trinidad and Tobago has 113 cases. Jamaica has 73 and Barbados 72. Other countries in the region with confirmed COVID-19 cases are the Bahamas, Guyana, Haiti, Antigua and Barbuda, St. Lucia, Dominica, Grenada, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as well as Suriname. Back home, the Clarendon police have arrested and charged several persons yesterday for breaching the curfew. Persons found themselves in trouble with the law when they visited the popular Salt River Beach in southeast Clarendon. Senior Superintendent in charge of Clarendon, Glenford Miller, said the offenders were not from the parish. All beaches and water parks were closed for the holiday period to help prevent the spread of COVID-19.
8 persons from Spanish Town, St. Catherine, came to Salt River, Bath, and said that they are going to play some football and actually take a swim on conclusion of them playing football. Notwithstanding, they would have actually knew about the instructions from the Prime Minister, but they failed to comply. As a result of that, all 8 of them were taken into custody, arrested and charged. As soon as we finish all our necessary processing, the St. Catherine North Police Division will be notified, because they are from that division, to see if these persons are any person of interest to them. And then we will send them back to St. Catherine.
When our news team visited the area, we saw persons swimming. It's not clear if those persons were among those arrested and charged. And over in St. Thomas yesterday around midday, we saw one man swimming in the Yalas River. When we visited Yalas Square close to 3 p.m., we observed vendors packing up their goods while some shops were closed. Other shopkeepers facilitated last-minute customers. However, things remained the same for some taxi operators who were still searching for passengers past 3 o'clock. Fishermen and vendors at the Montego Bay fishing village in St. James say they have fallen on hard times since COVID-19 and fewer people are buying fish. To make matters worse, the fish stock appeared to be dwindling.
Not now go and feed over them. And then I get no fishy shoot. You understand? So we don't know what Andrew is going to do with it, about this thing. Because they not now go on the seaside right now. See there? A pink panka, one fisherman go out last night and I said could catch. My husband go out last night and a 10 pound of them here in catch. You understand? So we have to us up and look bait if you go out there tonight if we can catch some fish. If we can have a food, our family can have a food. Things rough, Spanry man. May I tell you that things rough. As you see it so, no Easter no coming on seaside no full. All the time you come down, your people that don't like no, but no down here scanty.
A growing number of Jamaicans are stepping forward to help in the fight against COVID-19. More engineers are offering to make shields and ventilators, while church leaders say they are on standby. Giovanni Dennis explains.
On Thursday, we learnt of the Monotech engineers repairing faulty ventilators. Other engineers have approached the government offering help. Recently, the health minister met with a group working on two vital pieces of equipment.
And they have actually created a shield, which we have inspected and deemed to be useful to be used by our doctors in the system. So they are now manufacturing those shields. They also are working on a model to create a ventilator. I've not yet seen the prototype. I've seen some pictures of it. They think they are onto something, and I'm interested to hear because they are talented.
Church leaders in the meantime say they are willing to help.
I know of persons who have spoken that they're willing to offer facilities, and that now is out of my cap as the leader of the church at the Costas. Person have approached me, which I've indicated the Ministry of Health, that they're willing to offer their property for such.
Churches have always been willing for their spaces to be used in times of crises and outside of crises. With respect to those that hold properties that can do and offer this kind of service, I am sure that if requested, they would comply and support the government.
For the health minister, the response from the society so far is good.
I am encouraged. I think for the most part Jamaicans are responding. I think they have been influenced not just by our messaging, but you only need to watch network TV and you see what's happening around the world. I think there's some fear. I still think there's some uncertainty. And of course there's always a percentage of the population who ignore all warnings until it becomes a problem to them.
Giovanni Dennis, TVJ News.
And it's time for a break here on the Midday News, but stay with us. We have more stories when we return. Welcome back, and we're continuing the news. Keep planting. The word from a St. Catherine farmer to his colleagues across the island who have been badly affected by the coronavirus. The farmers have different views about how they've been affected, but as Krista Campbell reports, they've found ways to cope.
Cane banana, pretty planting, cocoa dashi and everything are here. Money might not start enough and things like that, but we give thanks.
Mr. Harris farms in the rural St. Catherine community of Pear Tree Grove, and like his peers in other parts of the parish, he's been struggling to cope with the coronavirus. Struggling, but still coping.
I can't survive from banana, you know, and eat cocoa dashi and planting. As the man say, eat what you grow. We so called when it call out cabbage pop chow, and them things that we eat.
We have to just eat and drink what we have, and give thanks to that. Because I'm sorry for you, man, we have to go out for look things to buy. Because we need to eat and drink like what we produce without a judgment right now.
But farmers are still not out of the woods.
They have a portion of Irish, but most of them right now through have some excess rain, you know. The eagle them not really come out now to seek. Not alone to go market again because everybody free to go market because they don't want to counteract with nobody.
65-year-old Charles managed to do some planting before things got really bad. His main concern is accessing water.
You go out from in the earlier part and get in some stuff, you know. Why get, but right now it run out, so I can't move. I mean, I really have to take care of it, you know. It's an age every man now and them way there, and I can't really do it carrying of the water and everything there, you know. And the water problem, we carry water from where PH Grove, over a mile.
Edgar Dorman operates about 56 acres of the Dunkeld farm in St. Catherine. He's more upbeat than other farmers.
Right now I have yellow yam, bananas, coconut, cocoa, some pop chow and stuff like vegetable products. To be honest, I can't complain because the demand is there for the local products, especially the yellow yam and the vegetables and stuff like that. However, on the other hand, I supply one of our chips company with bananas, and they have limited the amount of supplies they're taking at this point in time because everybody is in the same boat.
But he says he's planning ahead and wants other farmers to do the same.
Don't give up, just stay with it, I know it might be a challenging time, but guys, they need us, and we need to really stay the course and try to provide for the local community. I'm trying to put in catch crops that we can supplement our daily diets with that instead of worrying about rice and flour and stuff that which we may not have that amount of supply in the near future. I'm putting in some cabbages right now, some more pop chow, and I'm trying to see if I can get some Irish potato put in and stuff like that.
Krista Campbell, TVJ News.
Some residents in two Clarendon communities say they are satisfied with the water distribution initiative being undertaken by the government as part of its COVID-19 strategy. But while they are grateful for the short-term measure, they want a consistent supply of water.
Emergency water distribution now in effect across some communities. It is part of the state's COVID-19 response to promote hygiene among citizens, such as washing their hands more regularly. 2 trucks delivered the commodity here in Cocoa-Peace and Wood Hall in Clarendon. The water is free. You just need to be at home to receive it and sign that you got it. So far, there have been no quarrels about partisan distribution of the water in these parts. We spoke with several residents after they had their tanks and drums filled.
We don't get any water in the pipe, but however, if we're going to have it like every Wednesday or so forth, it can work out because we have people have animals on them farm feeding chickens and pigs and all of them stuff there. So we're really happy to know because sometimes we have to just buy it from the water truck or the van man. Sometimes them vehicle broke down.
I'm glad for water system because a little money I spend to buy water. Up to this morning, yesterday man I buy water, so I'm glad for the system here.
Residents are grateful for the short-term measure, but hope to have a consistent supply of water flowing from their pipes soon. The water distribution initiative is a timely one for persons who work on the trucks. Jobs are scarce these days. The economy has taken a hit from the pandemic, resulting in mass job losses.
I'm very much grateful because I was just laid off like about 5 weeks before I got this job from the bauxite industry in Alport. Yes, so I was at home for about 5 weeks with kids, and one of my son cannot help himself so far. And me have a little daughter doing 6, she's have to be home, so have the bank loan them and the credit cards them and them thing they pay and food for eat and bills to pay, so it's rough. So me have to try my best, because I'm a trying man from the day I was birthed. So I'm very thankful to the Almighty God.
Dwayne Anderson, TVJ News.
Residents of Gibbs Hill and Providence in St. Mary are breathing a sigh of relief following the arrest of a man they believe is responsible for poisoning their water sources. It's understood that yesterday about 6 o'clock in the morning, a resident went to get water from the tank and realized it was discolored and had a stench.
Well, everybody upset, nobody in the heat yesterday, because it killed everybody. Everybody dead. Me, my grandpeople, my mother, father, everybody dead yesterday. Everybody dead.
One little water we have right here, so everybody can come bathe. Everybody bought the cut right here, so then can come bathe. I'm just spicing water. Right now, we don't know which part we go catch water.
National Water Commission (NWC) was contacted and an investigation launched. The water was tested and results confirmed that the water contained poisonous substances. The man who is believed to be responsible for contaminating the water is reportedly of unsound mind.
And do things, pan top of things, go to jail, pan top of jail. And I know Mr. Judge, or Mr. Lawyer, or Mr. Barrister, them always let him out. Why?
A 2 place in poison, Gibbs Hill, tank and right here. But him surprised me still now, because the people them give him everything on him. So I don't expect him to come to them thing. Anything he asks the people for and give them though.
He was taken into custody by the Cassiterton Police. Member of Parliament Dr. Norman Dunn has since provided a replacement tank so residents could have access to clean water. However, they claim it's not the first time their water sources have been poisoned. They accuse the police of not responding in previous times.
So the police need to do something when people report things to them. Because we are reporting for a long time and they not do nothing until them really come poison it for 2 tanks one time. One at Providence, one at Gypsy. Kill off the whole community. I feel so bad yesterday I couldn't even eat my dinner. How long I don't eat my dinner?
In other news, several small business owners in Santa Cruz, St. Elizabeth are counting their losses as robbers took a hit at their earnings last night. At least 4 shops in the town's #1 bus park were broken into. The owners say the thieves made off with items worth thousands of dollars.
Right now, we don't know how we are going to start back right now. I tell you, we don't know how we are going to start back. We have our face already and see thief them come put up worse more, you know what I mean?
They take little of everything, like your red stripe, some quart liquor, and so on.
The people believe they're being targeted by robbers due to a lack of policing during curfew hours.
To me, the business community and citizens leave to the mercy of criminal in a Santa Cruz. That is my opinion, because the police them not do no work. You only see one car a patrol, and you know how much him can do in a one night.
Enough patrol now go on, because it should have more easier now for the police them, because actually we as business operator in Empire with park, we think vulnerable right now for thief can come do as them feel like. So I guess Mr. Andrew have to go try to do something better for we now.
And it follows a daylight robbery in the town of Santa Cruz on Sunday by 4 men armed with guns. They took approximately $600,000. There's still no word as to what caused a fire Monday afternoon, damaging a section of Lee's Wholesale Supermarket, Meat and Liquor Store in Old Harbour, St. Catherine. Firefighters from the Old Harbour Fire Station got a call about 12:36 but had challenges putting out the blaze. It took some time for firefighters from Spanish Town in St. Catherine and Mapen in Clarendon to arrive and help get the fire under control. Firefighters from Old Harbour say if they didn't have to travel some distance to get to a hydrant in New Harbour Village, they would not need the extra help.
There's an hydrant in close proximity, but it is not working. The flow of water coming from the hydrant is useless for firefighting purposes. The upper floor is extensively damaged. The lower section, minor damage, more so in the form of smoke and some amount of water damage.
And in sports, with global sports on lockdown due to COVID-19, sporting stars have been trying as hard as possible to stay in shape. West Indies all-rounder Andre Russell gave some insight into how he has been keeping fit on a recent visit to his home in St. Andrew. More in this report.
The worldwide lockdown on sports, West Indies all-rounder Andre Russell has been spending his days training in the nets built in his yard at his home in the hills of St. Andrew. And most of those days you'll find him alternating turns with the bat and the bowling machine with his friend, out-of-favour West Indies player Jermaine Blackwood. But for the man who was named the leading T20 cricketer of the year by what is widely regarded as the Bible of cricket, noted English publication Wisden, not being able to back up his accolade with on-field performance is one of the most disappointing aspects of the COVID-19 induced sports lockdown.
When you become the leading T20 player in the world, you know it's an achievement that I always want to be beside my name. But at the end of the day, you want to play cricket. You want to be able to go out there and to show why you are the number one, or to show why you are on top. So I think this is a sad situation again. We go back to this COVID-19 situation that we're all facing, but it's actually pressured as well.
Russell, who turns 32 at the end of the month, has amassed a significant portion of his fortune from playing in leagues such as the Indian Premier League. But that competition may also join the long list of casualties this year.
The way I've been hitting the ball, I've been hitting the ball clean. I was really looking forward to showcasing my talent in the IPL this year, but hopefully further down the year it goes on and we all get to express ourselves, because next year is the auction and we have no control over what's going on.
That's Jordan Fort ending that report. And that's it for the Midday News. I'm Andrea Chisholm. Join us at 7 for the Primetime News Package. On behalf of the news, sports and production teams, good afternoon.